let's get started.
I'm manifesting.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Intuitive Safe Haven. It's your girl Rose, and this is the channel where we talk manifestation, tarot, and makeup and mindset. So if you are into those type of topics, please feel free to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you know when I come out with new videos. Also, please feel free to follow me on any one of my social media platforms as I do post daily content. We are doing another tarot video. Woo! Yeah, so I felt like it was overdue, due to the retrograde and, the remaining weeks or week and a half of it. I decided, I want to do a tarot video and pretty much, give a perspective on what to expect during the remainder of this retrograde. So we gonna pull some cards. So the two decks that I have today, one is my Mystical Manga deck and the other is my Neon Moon deck. And the two crystals that I also have out on display is the rainbow quartz or the mermaid crystal. I guess that's what they call it. I don't remember, man. But yeah, so this is the first crystal that I'm working with. So I figured, it's so pretty and it makes me feel so good. I figured I'd use it. The next crystal that I have out here on the table is the Citrine. And citrine is mainly used for manifestation and abundance. It's very, very known for manifesting. So I have it out here, doing its thing. And so yeah, we are going to pull some cards. But before we do that, I wanted to let you guys know that for the Mystical Manga deck, that will be what to expect during the remainder of the retrograde in love and relationships. The Neon Moon deck, I will be using that one for career reads. So yeah, feel free to kind of let that information sit in your head, and we are going to pull from the first deck because we want to know what's going on with our relationships for the rest of this retrograde, right? Right. All right, let's get into it. All right, so we have the first deck pulled because what we did was we split those two decks into 3 separate decks each, equaling 6 decks. And I will have timestamps in the description box below if you want to skip down to your deck and do your thing with your information. So yeah, look in the description box for timestamps. So with the first deck, I'm seeing here the 3 of Pentacles. First of all, let me just note this. It's a good thing that all of these cards are upright because it's kind of indicating a little bit more of a milder effect on the retrograde for you. So let's get into the first description of the card. So we have the 3 of Pentacles here, and what we see here is 3 people collaborating. And this is what I'm sensing as far as the whole entire deck as a whole, with the 5, 6, 7, 8. With the 8 of Cups being here right next to the 3 of Pentacles, I'm seeing that there has been some projects or there's been some things that you've been working on in collaboration with other people, but I'm seeing that there's going to be some disappointment, or maybe somebody's going to walk away from the project or be unable to complete this project. But with that, I'm starting to see when this disappointment happens with this issue here, or this collaboration between people, whenever someone walks away, another opportunity comes in. So I feel like, you know, even though you are going to be dealing with a couple of disappointments when it comes to commitments and, you know, things that you're working on with other people, I feel like that blow is going to be softened by something else working out for the better. So that is just pretty much what I'm expecting for this first deck. Yeah. Let's move on to the second one. All right, so we are on the second deck. Woo! All right, so let's get into the first card. So we have here the Temperance card. And what the Temperance card is telling me right next to the Seven of Swords is that maybe there's been something that you've been patiently waiting on, or maybe something that you've been anticipating or planning for, and it's finally starting to come through. But I feel like there's some lies and some, you know, maybe perhaps some people have not been fully upfront with you when it comes to this situation that you're experiencing with you being patient. Whatever it is that you've been waiting on, I feel like there's going to be some setbacks in this situation due to other people not being fully upfront with you. This is where the block in communication comes in. But I wouldn't worry too much about it, because everything will be brought to light and you will be able to make certain decisions for yourself. It's just, it seems like a lot of the things that are being experienced in the retrograde is either waiting for something and it not happening, or plans falling through. So this is kind of one aspect of the retrograde and how it's affecting you. But other than that, you will be fine, because everything will come to light and you'll be able to make the judgment calls for yourself. Now, let's move on to the next one. All right, so now we are on to the third deck. Now with the third deck here, I noticed with the other two decks before it, they're all facing upright, which means to me, in a sense, you know, as far as your interpersonal relationships or, you know, romantic relationships, they're not being affected too badly. But let's wait till the career reading, because y'all may be good in y'all love life, but man, y'all might have some up shit going on in your career. I don't know. I'm just here, you know. But anyways, let's get into the first card. All right, so we got here the Nine of Wands. And what the Nine of Wands is showing me is a lot of compromises and a lot of ways of working around situations. And with the Three of Swords being right next to it, it seems as though your relationship, so inconvenient. It seems as though your relationship right now is either you forcing it to try to work, or somebody else trying to work their way or finesse into your life, even though after they've hurt you. It seems like right now there's been a lot of feelings getting hurt in this relationship. I don't know if it's a relationship, whatever you got going on with this person, it seems like there's a lot of hurt and there's a lot of manipulation and maybe perhaps, you know, compromising going on between you and this other person. But what I'm seeing here, who's texting me? What I'm seeing here is that with the Justice card finishing off this 3-card pull, I'm seeing that basically things will start to shed light on the situation. And I think that with justice being at hand, whatever this person is doing to hurt you and maybe the communication behind it, everything will get resolved in the way that you want it to be resolved. So, as far as, the situation with, the broken heart and maybe the feelings getting hurt, all of that stuff will be resolved and you will get, closure or resolve to that situation. Now that we got that out the way, let's move on to the second deck of this video. Yeah. All right, everybody. Now we are on the second deck. So let's get into it. So the first card we have here is the Two of Wires, and this represents the Two of Wands. And this card is reversed. So what this is telling me is that a lot of things are happening last minute when it comes to you and your career. Maybe some jobs are coming up last minute, maybe some things are coming up missing at the moment that they shouldn't be, but I feel like this is maybe some things you may be experiencing during this retrograde. I'm also seeing here like a blockage or maybe a feeling of stagnation as far as some of your ambitions and goals are concerned. It kind of feels as though maybe you're feeling stuck, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed by some of your goals. Not to worry though, because a lot of the times with the Emperor reversed is telling me is that sometimes you need to kind of take it easy and reevaluate yourself. It seems like you're so clouded with thoughts that you can't really, think clearly and react to situations as appropriate as you would like to when it comes to working on some of your career goals and some things that are happening at work. Now, let's get to the second deck. All right, so we are on the second deck. Now, let's start breaking it down. So we have the Four of Vials. This is close to what you would guys call the Four of Cups. And since this card is also reversed, what I'm seeing here is a lot of outside influences are really taking effect in your career as far as, maybe social interactions go to play. I'm seeing a lot of collaboration, or maybe perhaps a lot of people maybe having, influence over what's going on in your job as far as, what they say and who they tell certain things to. So watch your back, because you can't tell everybody everything, and everybody at your job is not your friend. With the Six of Vials, which is also the Six of Cups, I'm seeing here that this may have something to do with someone that you've probably worked with for a long time, or somebody that you have history with. So be careful with certain people that you've been around for a long period of time, because you think you may know them, but do you really? So let's get into the third deck. All right, y'all. So we are on the third deck. Let's get straight into it. So what I'm looking at here is the Supervisor of Wires. This card is, yeah, this card is pretty much close to the King, or this card is pretty much close to the Queen of Wands. And with the Queen of Wands being reversed in this way, it kind of seems like some of your ambition or some of your life force for work has been like really taken. Like you just don't feel up to stuff. And I totally get that because I've been feeling that way too. It also seems like there's things that are going to start happening that are out of your control that is going to really affect what goes on in your workplace, because the Tower here is telling me that things are going to start coming at you. So be aware and be prepared. Don't stress it, because the Apprentice of Zen is basically the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is basically telling you, take things in stride. Don't try to rush into doing things. Make sure you're watching how things are operating around you, being more self-aware. So yeah, so just be aware, make sure you're planning things out, and yeah, I mean, just basically make sure you're aware of your surroundings. It's not that complicated of a message. I try not to make these too complicated, but yeah. So just make sure you're aware of things that aren't going to go right at your workplace or at your place of business. That part. All right, everybody. I hope some of this resonated with you. Please let me know in the comments below if it resonated with you, what you think. If you like the structure of the video, as far as I said, if you missed what you wanted to hear, there are timestamps. So just go back to the decks that you picked and clickety click, bloop, bloop, bloop. Anyways, but if you made it this far to the video, please feel free and subscribe. And follow me on all my social medias. I post a lot of interesting things about my life and everything that I do. So yeah, get on that. And I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I will come out with more tarot videos. I have some stuff in the works. And yeah, I mean, the video's over. Get some sleep. Stop. Well, if you want, binge watch some of my content. But yeah, I'm done. See you on the next one.